Good evening, you're watching news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Council of Ministers greets the Oman national football team on winning the 23rd Gulf Cup Championship and appreciates the state of Kuwait for its excellent organisation of the tournament. Royal Oman Police celebrates its annual day aimed at achievements at all levels. The Capital Market Authority approves regulation of real estate investment funds and opens foreign investment up to 100%. And Sultan Qaboos University innovates new techniques to enhance oil production by microbes. Those are the headlines, and now for the news in detail. Within the framework of the positive results achieved by Oman's national football team on winning the championship of the 23rd Gulf Cup, which was held in the state of Kuwait, the Council of Ministers greets them for this important athletic achievement, as well as the administrative cadres and coaches on the efforts they exerted, praying to Allah the Almighty to grant success to the country's youth, civilians and military in various regional and international participations. These achievements are the result of His Majesty the Sultan's continuous care to support the youth and enhance their capabilities to serve this dear land, Oman. The Council of Ministers hailed the Kuwaiti government for the excellent organisation of this tournament and its success. It also thanked the Kuwaiti government for taking care of the injured of the accident which occurred due to fans overcrowding at Jabbar Al Ahmed International Stadium. The Council praised the brotherly spirit of all the participating teams in the championship and their high level of performance during this round, wishing them all the best. Royal Oman Police celebrated its annual day, which falls on the 5th of January every year, among various achievements, accomplishments in all levels which contributed in strengthening security and stability in every corner of the Sultanate. The ceremony was held at Sultan Qaboos Academy for Police Sciences in the Wilaya of Nizwa in the Governorate of Dakhliya. The event included the graduation of a number of cadet officers and was presided over by His Excellency Dr. Ali bin Masood Al Sunaidi, Minister of Commerce and Industry. The celebration of this day started by playing the Royal Anthem by ROP Music Band. Then the graduates performed the military salute to the chief guest. After that, the graduates performed a slow military march. Then the graduate batch of the Academy handed over the banner to the next batch. After that, the graduates chanted the ROP anthem and cheered thrice, proclaiming allegiance and loyalty to His Majesty the Sultan, Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces. Finally, the chief guest presented appreciation prizes to the graduate toppers. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, conferred the Excellent Service Medal on a number of senior Royal Oman Police ROP officers at a ceremony held at Sultan Qaboos Academy for Police Sciences on the occasion of Royal Oman Police Day. The Excellent Service Medals were conferred by His Excellency Lieutenant General Hassan bin Mohsen Al-Shuraiki, Inspector General of Police and Customs. His Excellency the Inspector General of Police and Customs has also conferred the Efficiency Medal to a number of senior ROP officers and honoured a number of those who spent a long time in service. His Excellency greeted the officers, indicating that honour comes from His Majesty's keenness to appreciate the continuous efforts by ROP affiliates to develop this dear country under the wise leadership of His Majesty the Sultan. $10 million Omani Rials is the capital of real estate investment fund, with 25% of the value of these investments outside of the Sultanate. Within the initiatives of finance and business environment sector for the National Programme for Enhancing Economy Diversification, TANFEED, the Capital Market Authority approved the executive regulation for real estate investment funds, where the percentage of foreign investment will be opened by 100%. The funds are considered as a tool for group investment in real estate through financing process of investment by property rights, where the funds are able to own income-generating properties. the executive regulation for the real estate funds are considered as a positive step in activating financial tools and give opportunity for wide segments of society members to contribute and benefit from real estate activity in the Sultanate and attract more foreign capital to the Sultanate. The government attention contributed in increasing the number of patents by individuals and companies in the Sultanate to reach 391 applicants during last year. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry put up a plan aiming to spread awareness of the significance of protecting inventions and creative ideas to increase the contribution of the Sultanate in the global scientific field. The patents last year were in the fields of chemical components, pharmacy, electronics, mechanics, telecommunication, and techniques of extracting oil and gas. It is worth mentioning that the Sultanate held a number of international seminars on innovation and invention, as it also supports the projects that help in the development of the community. The Oil and Gas Research Centre at Sultan Qaboos University succeeded in creating modern techniques to boost oil extraction by testing different means of metabolic substances for bacteria and fungus to be able to boost oil production in laboratory conditions. This project, that is carried out by the royal support of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos to enhance scientific researches at the University and Petroleum Development Oman Company, pointed out that 4 of the bio-soap materials are effective in increasing light and heavy oil production by 10 to 22%. In a scientific way, the research team studied the mass of microbes and their ability to improve the flow of oil in the oil fields by closing cracks in the rocks of oil reserves. Bacteria have been isolated from oil-contaminated soils and grown in carbonized rocks with cracks. The growth of bacteria helps to close the cracks, and then the path of the injected water is diverted to another path, which contributed to the increase of oil production by 27% and 30%. Still to come in our news bulletin. The Governorate of Dakhliya is blessed with many touristic landmarks, and Al Jabal Al-Sharqi is one of them. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu today said that the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestinian refugees must become a thing of the past. During his cabinet meeting in Jerusalem, he suggested the funds they receive should be gradually transferred to the UN Refugee Agency. He said they cannot go on dealing with the great-grandchildren of refugees who are not refugees. He added that his suggestion has been presented to the US. Last week, Palestinian officials voiced outrage following US President Donald Trump's threat to cut funding to the Palestinian Authority, calling his tweets blackmail. The US threats in a tweet by Trump may also affect the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestinian refugees. Pakistan released 147 Indian fishermen who were being held in Pakistani prisons today as a goodwill gesture. The fishermen had been arrested for fishing in Pakistan's territorial waters illegally. The ED Foundation, a popular local charity, provided food and gifts along with train tickets to transport them to Lahore, from where they will cross the Wagah border into India. Faisal Edi, the foundation's chief, called on the Indian government to reciprocate the gesture. Pakistan also released 145 Indian fishermen on December 27th. India and Pakistan frequently arrest and imprison fishermen from the other country for illegally fishing. Hundreds of fishermen are still languishing in prisons in both countries. The 25-year-old Indian fisherman, who had been in a Pakistani prison for over a year, said his boat was caught up in a storm and strong waves. An Israeli oil tanker collided with a bulk freighter and caught fire off China's east coast, leaving its entire crew of 32 missing. The missing 30 Iranians and 2 Bangladeshis are all from the tanker Sanchi, which spilled oil and was floating while still burning earlier today. Chinese maritime authorities dispatched police vessels and 3 cleaning ships to the scene. The South Korean Coast Guard also sent a ship and an airplane to aid the search effort. The Panama-registered tanker was sailing from Iran to South Korea when it collided with the Hong Kong-registered CF Crystal 257 257 kilometers off the coast of Shanghai late yesterday. All 21 members of the Crystal crew, all Chinese nationals, were rescued. The Sanchi was carrying 150,000 tons of condensate, a type of ultralight oil, while the Crystal was carrying grain from the United States. At least 8 migrants died and 86 others were rescued yesterday after a smuggler's rubber dinghy started sinking in the Mediterranean Sea off the coast of Libya. Dramatic footage released by the Italian Coast Guard showed migrants clinging onto their sinking rubber dinghy and a rescuer swimming over to them and then helping them onto the Coast Guard boat. A search was ongoing to find any more possible survivors. An aid group not involved in the rescue said dozens of migrants could still be missing. The Coast Guard said there was no confirmation of Libyan authorities' statement that at least 25 migrants had died. The Italian Coast Guard, which coordinates rescues in international waters off Libya's coast, said an aircraft on patrol for a European anti-smuggling operation had spotted the dinghy, which was in difficulty. All 8 victims were female. French President Emmanuel Macron paid respect today to the 17 people killed when extremists attacked satirical newspaper Charlie Hebdo at a kosher supermarket 3 years ago. The attacks were the first of several to hit France. Macron, Paris Mayor Anne Hidalgo and other officials laid wreaths and observed a minute of silence at the 3 sites of the attack. On the 7th of January 2015, 2 French-born brothers killed 11 people inside the Parisian building where the newspaper operated, as well as a Muslim policeman outside. Over the next 2 days, an accomplice shot a policewoman dead, then stormed the kosher supermarket in eastern Paris, killing 4 hostages. All 3 gunmen died. Now for more local news. Discussing strategy plans of Asian Union for Blind topped the meetings hosted by the Sultanate. The meeting, which witnessed participation of 22 countries, stressed the importance of employing technology to serve blind people. The meeting aimed to exchange expertise and thoughts among participants from various Arab and Asian countries. Within the framework of general curriculum courses of National Defence College hosted His Excellency Dr. Abdul Atif bin Rashid Al Ziani, Secretary General of Gulf Cooperation Council. The hosting of His Excellency the Secretary General of Gulf Cooperation Council came to highlight the march of Gulf Cooperation Council between ambitious and challenges in all fields. The Secretary General presented a lecture in which he called upon Gulf governments to take care of youth and their aspirations. He also dwelt on the danger of terrorism and the role of the Council in combating it. The event was attended by His Excellency Dr. Abdullah bin Nasser Al Harasi, the Chairman of Public Authority for Radio and Television, Their Excellencies, ambassadors, diplomats and officials from the security and military bodies, along with teaching staff at the National Defence College. More than 137,000 e-transactions registered through Invest Easy portal during the last year. These transactions included new commercial registration, renewed commercial registration, adding new activities in the CR, personal and commercial import clearances, and certificates of origin and release. The total number of guests at 3-, 4- and 5-star hotels decreased by the end of November 2017, reaching 0.4% compared to the same period in 2016. As per the statistical bulletin issued by the National Centre for Statistics and Information, the revenues increased by 2.4% to reach 174,049,000 Omani Rials. The centre also stressed that the number of guests by the end of November 2017 reached more than 1.3 million guests, with a decrease of 4% compared to the same period in 2016. More than 128 million Omani riyals is the real estate value during December 2017. A report issued by the Ministry of Housing stated that during the previous December, the Governorate of North Batna recorded the highest real estate trade in selling deals, endowments and inheritance, while the Governorate of Muscat recorded the highest real estate trade in mortgage, usufruct agreements and issuing properties. In terms of the number of Gulf owners in the Sultanate, Kuwaiti citizens came in first place, followed by UAE citizens. Al Jabal Ash-Sharqi in Al Hamra in the Governorate of Dakhliya is one of the touristic attractions that is visited by many due to its cold weather and beautiful landscapes. Our reporter Salah bin Khalfan Al Rabi has more details in the following report.
Oman enjoys a beautiful nature that delights and bedazzles tourists. Al Jabal Ash-Sharqi in the Wilaya of Al Hamra in the Governorate of Dakhliya is distinguished by its beautiful scenery and varied terrain, which attracts visitors from both inside and outside the Sultanate.
Once I reached here, I was very happy to see this mountain, all scenic view, and we enjoyed staying here, and we got many good photography here, right? So really is a wonderful experience here. And I was, while taking photos, so it was reminding me too that I will send these photos to Bollywood, right? Yeah, so it may encourage them to have some film shooting here, right? So it's a really wonderful experience.
This mountain is an extension of Jebel Shams to the east. All types of vehicles can be used to reach the highest point in the mountain via a paved road that starts at Al-Sharaf village down in the Wilaya of Al Hamra.
Well, it's stunning, beautiful, and I love it. And I like mountains, so I visited Oman 3 times before, and but never be here. I've never been this high in Oman. So I'm very happy that I could have this chance.
Tourism services are available here. With the private sector investments, there are hotels and rest houses equipped with services that cater for the needs of the tourists. The visitors to Al Jabal Ash-Sharqi can also visit several nearby touristic villages to enjoy the natural beauty and the cold winter climate in such mountainous areas of great heights. For the Sultanate of Oman Television English News, Salah bin Khalfan al-Rahbi, Al-Dakhliya, Governorate.
With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsrooms and the studio, it's good night.